Thanks so much, Jay. The draft is behind us, and NBA teams are starting to make some decisions with their roster. The champion Knicks will sign Jose Alvarado to a 3-year deal after he declined his player option. As for the Thunder, they lock in some size in a competitive Western Conference. Isaiah Hartenstein intends to sign a new 3-year, $75 million contract to run it back with OKC for the 28-29 season. However, as we get closer to free agency, a few major questions still loom. Will the Celtics trade Jaylen Brown, and will LeBron re-sign with the Lakers or take his talents elsewhere? All right, welcome in our NBA front office insider, Bobby Marks, who's with us right now for more on these topics around the NBA. And our Shams Charania reported that the Celtics are actively listening to trade offers for Jaylen Brown. A lot of conversation that has come from that. So, Bobby, how do teams view Jaylen Brown right now as an asset?
I mean, there is a spirited debate going on in front offices right now regarding Jaylen Brown. There's, on one side, there is the analytics debate, and the analytics do not view Brown as a high-level player. A negative net rating over the last 4 years in Boston, -10 when he was on the court this year. And then there's the eye test, which I am more in the favor of, which is a player that finished 6th in MVP voting, was All-NBA this year, is 191 and 80 in the last 4 years, a player that can make an impact on the court. So it's going to be interesting who wins out on this debate as far as if there's a team that's going to go out and try to trade for Jaylen Brown here.
All-NBA, a Finals MVP, and an NBA champion as well. But I guess I'll just leave it there. Out west, LeBron James faces a critical offseason as a free agent. How much of it is in LeBron's best interest to re-sign with LA this offseason?
Well, I think LeBron's got to balance the family part of it. Certainly he resides in Los Angeles. I think there is the financial angle too. Certainly a player that's earned close to $600 million. And then there's the third part, which I think is probably the most important. What gives him the opportunity to compete for a championship? I think it's going to be interesting as far as where the Lakers are with this roster. Now, they've got $50 million in cap space to go out and fill in the blanks here, but you've got to figure out what LeBron's number is going to be before you actually can go out and commit to free agencies here. So it's a balancing act from the Lakers, and it's a balancing act as far as what LeBron's going to do over the next few days here.
Yeah, everyone will be looking forward to what happens with LeBron James as we look forward to next season. Bobby Marks with the latest. Thanks so much, Bobby.
Mike Custer with you. The offseason in the NBA has certainly been crazy. Giannis on the move, LaMelo, Dell, you had the draft, but probably no one's had a more strange experience than Celtic star Jaylen Brown. Included in Boston's offer for Giannis, Shams Charania says they're still shopping him. Jaylen Brown's future in green, it's our take two.
The fact of the matter is that in Boston, he's 1A. He wants to be 1.
I think while it's important to him, I don't think that's the only thing. I think it's the relationship between Jaylen Brown and the Celtics organization.
We got to put a lot of blame on Brad Stevens, all right? Because Danny Ainge probably would never have had Jaylen Brown on the trading block.
Usually when a guy like Jaylen Brown's getting traded, it is the start of a rebuild. That's not the case in Boston.
He can't continue to let the Boston Celtics, the organization, continue to take a leak on him and tell him it's raining.
The man is one of, if not the best two-way player in basketball.
If you're Jaylen Brown, you gotta feel disrespected.
It's done as far as, like, they've got to find a deal for him at this point. They've jumped out of the airplane.
The fact is they're having these conversations because in their heart of hearts, everybody knows what Jaylen Brown really, really wants. He ain't trying to be deferential or a sidekick to anybody. He wants to be that dude.
Well, our three-time champ, Danny Green, was that dude. He joins us now to discuss another hectic NBA offseason. What do you make of Boston still trying to shop Jaylen Brown even to this day?
as much as you say I was that dude, I was definitely not that dude like Jaylen Brown is. So I'm confused. I don't know why you would trade a guy like this unless he asks for it and you feel like you can't patch things up. So when you put him out there for the Giannis Antetokounmpo and he felt disrespected and said, all right, well, you guys can make it happen. Now you got to move me because I'm unhappy. I don't remember or hear him say anything publicly saying that he wants out. So I don't know why they're still shopping him. There's nobody else on the market that is of that stature of Giannis or even a top 20 player. And if you can't get a top 20 or top 10, top 30 player or a couple of those pieces to replace Jaylen Brown, this is a mistake because this duo has proven to be successful. They're one with him. He held them down while Jason Tatum was out. So I don't get it. I'm just confused by the whole scenario. And unless he said he wanted out, I think you try to figure out a way to try to patch things up if it's not too late.
All right, we'll see what happens. Danny Green, thank you.
Sean Sharania reporting that the Celtics have had active trade discussions with teams all week. They continued after a deal for Giannis that included Jaylen Brown fell through. And some of the talks, Boston asked for 4 first-round picks. Three-time NBA champ Danny Green with us now on SportsCenter. Danny, what teams would make the most sense to trade for Jaylen Brown?
I mean, every team in the NBA could use a Jaylen Brown. He's that talented. He's gifted. We know he brings to the table. But for me, we talked earlier today on the show with Bobby Marks. He said Portland. I like that move, but I also looking at, Detroit could use a playmaker. They could really use him. The Denver Nuggets, I like that move too. I mean, though they would have to come off Peyton Watson. I know they were talking about reconstructing some things with Christian Brown contract, Aaron Gordon, even Jamal Murray. They're saying the only person that's really untouchable is Jokic. But they could use a Jaylen Brown when it comes to playmaking and his ability to finish at the rim and also get to mid-range. I like what Detroit could do. I like what Denver could do, even Portland. And of course, some other teams that I don't know if the style of play fits so well, Phoenix and Indiana. But it could, mix up the things for what they got going on and gives them another scorer. He's a great player. He can kind of fit anywhere.
Brown, by the way, coming off career highs in points, rebounds, and assists, a phenomenal season. Speaking of phenomenal, LeBron James continues to do it, set to become an unrestricted free agent on Tuesday. Danny, if he doesn't go back to the Lakers, what could be another potential option for the 41-year-old?
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that everybody's looking at Cleveland as an option, a sign and trade. People are talking about the Jared Allen. It would make sense for both sides. Lakers would get a big man who's very good, lob threat for Luka and Austin Reeves. Then, of course, LeBron could do his farewell tour in his home city. So that's one option. I think other teams are looking at, other side on the LA of the Clippers. I don't know if that makes sense. I can't see him in another uniform outside of the teams that he's already played for. And I don't see him going back to Miami. So I think it's really Cleveland or LA. And those are the two teams I think they have the best chance at landing him.
Yeah, keep in mind, LeBron has played 11 of his 23 seasons with Cleveland. Also, you spent time with him there in Cleveland.
With his new team. As we welcome in our esteemed panel, we have Bobby Marks, who must have flown overnight from New York, Janae Ogumake, Danny Green. So psyched to be talking to you guys about everything that has been happening. But first, Bobby, he has to keep it real for us. So, in terms of value, how's Jaylen Brown viewed around the league?
Hannah, it's all over the place. I think it's a matter of what teams you talk to. I think it's the analytics versus the eye test. The analytics are not great. When you look at Jaylen Brown the last 4 years, Boston's net rating is better with him off the court. This past year, they were a plus 10 when